Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome back to Formula Amateur, where today we'll be discussing all things pre-season testing in the 2026 new regulation era. So we'll be discussing everything that you might see with these new changes, things to do with engines, how people will compare to each other, and how testing happening in two places will look like. So let's get into it. So let's first discuss the fact that this is a private testing event, so no TV cameras, no live footage will be shown. Maybe later on it might be, for example on Drive to Survive, but this is an opportunity for the teams to just work on themselves without any public pressure and to be able to work independently of each other and improve the car as it goes on before the public sees it. We also have to remember that there will be no audience in the grandstands. There will be no one viewing, so the teams will not have that added pressure given to them. It will be strange to know that there are cars out on track but nobody is able to see it. I'm sure people will find their ways, maybe sneak in, not advisable, but this is just an effort for the teams to work on themselves without having public pressure. So hopefully we'll find out something and they'll be able to learn from their results that they gathered in Barcelona. No audience, no TV cameras, so we will not have any footage from F1 TV or Sky Sports, ESPN, Apple, whoever you might watch, because they will not be invited to this. So we will have to find out how things go in Bahrain. So this will be a non-broadcastable event for that time. We will find out how competitive everyone is. Now, with this being a team versus team, they will be able to have the ability to hopefully contain how much is disrupted, interrupted. There are some things that might happen that are out of their control. For example, last year there was a bus on the track all of a sudden with tourists. There was also a blackout, so hopefully those things are under control, but hopefully it will be a less disruptive session for them for the week's span. And as we also know, European weather can be a bit wild depending on where things are. So being in the winter in Barcelona, anything could happen. It's probably going to be a lot warmer than what Silverstone might be, but if there's any rain, that could also be factored in. It'll be an opportunity for everyone to test out in mixed conditions as opposed to when they are in Bahrain, and there are more likely chances of there being really dry, warm conditions. And now this leads us on to Bahrain, where it will last, the testing session will last 2 weeks, so they will have more thorough testing. They'll be able to improve on everything that they've learnt from Barcelona, and they will be able to be a bit more public with what they found out, which will be an interesting thing for us to see. These things usually last around about 2 weeks, maybe even longer, due to the fact that there is a new regulation, so they need a bit more testing. So this will be recorded on TV, it'll be broadcast, it'll be online, and this means that there will also be an audience in the grandstand, so the drivers and the teams might feel a bit more of a need to perform and to show people how they are, what to expect ahead of the season actually starting in March. So this will be a perfect time for them to show off to the audiences. And with it being Bahrain, a warmer climate, a drier climate, this means that they'll be able to prepare for situations occurring in warmer places, such as, you know, all the locations in the United Arab Emirates, to Miami, to Brazil, but that's more of a blend of warmer climates and European climate. Singapore also being one that has been a big effect on people, so we'll see also how the warmer climates affect the cars. And now with a audience, with a public seeing what's going on track. There's also public scrutiny, so they'll be able to take on anything that people might be saying online, which I'm sure perhaps the social media admins or people in that regard to do with handling media and communications will have a look to see what people are saying, because yes, some people are just spectators and they're just claiming to know things, but sometimes it's more of here's a bit of advice that might actually come and be useful. There's a lot of newness on the grid as well, so we'll see Cadillac first time on the grid, and we will also see Sauber turn into Audi. So there are technically 2 new teams on the grid, which will be exciting to see how they are doing. Obviously Audi was previously Sauber, so they're building from a framework that was already there, whereas Cadillac are using a Ferrari engine. And also Verstappen has a new teammate. Isaac Hadjar is coming into the second seat at Red Bull, and we'll be able to first see glimpses of how competitive Hadjar is in comparison to Verstappen, as we know of the curse that has been laid upon the team for many years now. It will be nice to see someone who is able to be competitive against Verstappen. Will Isaac Hadjar be the one to do that? We'll see. I just hope that it doesn't end in tears once again, because we've seen this again and again since 2018, and it would be nice for them to actually have some positivity going in that team rather than just horrible tension going on between the 2 camps on either side of the garage walls. So hopefully it will be alright for Isaac. There are a few new engines on board, apart from the obvious with it being new regulations, so new engines in general, but we have the re-emergence of Ford as an engine manufacturer alongside Red Bull powertrains, and we have Audi becoming an engine supplier themselves for now, after being reliant on Ferrari engines as a Sauber, and now Cadillac will be a Ferrari powered engine car. This is with the addition of some teams changing manufacturer engines, this being Alpine. They are becoming a Mercedes engine user, and then Aston Martin are using the Honda engine, as Honda moved from Red Bull and Racing Bulls to Aston Martin, and the Mercedes engine moved from Aston Martin to Alpine, as Renault has decided to leave the sport entirely. So there are a lot of swapping about, a lot of newness coming our way. And alongside all of this newness, we also have a new rookie on the grid. So whereas in 2025 we've had a load of new rookies, this year we only have 1 new rookie, with that being Arvid Lindblad. So he is coming up from Formula 2, and we'll be able to see him as a full-time F1 driver. We'll see how he goes in the Racing Bulls, replacing Isaac Hadjar, who of course went to Red Bull Racing. So this will be an interesting opportunity for him. And even more newness with Adrian Newey being a team principal for Aston Martin. Aston Martin has gone through quite a lot of team principals since they became a team, were taken over from Racing Point, who took over from Force India, who took over from Jordan, but there has been a lot of change going on in that team. Originally he was just meant to be the chief aerodynamicist, and now he is also leading the team. This is his first time as team principal, so we'll see how that goes for him. Hopefully very well. And for more newness, we also have a new title defender, with our last year's world champion being Lando Norris. He is looking to probably repeat what happened last year, or make it even better by having a solid second year being world champion. If he can manage it, or will Verstappen take the crown, or will we see a completely different person taking the trophy at the end of the year? Will it be Piastri? Will it be George Russell? Will it be Charles Leclerc perhaps? And also don't forget that there are 11 teams on the track, so it will be a first for since a very long time that we've had more than 10 teams on the grid. So it may be quite busy, because Barcelona is is not known, and nor is Bahrain. Well, Bahrain is much wider than Barcelona, but in terms of Bahrain, how they will also fit all of the drivers on track, and how that will pay out later on. Finally, we will talk about sandbagging versus competition. We'll see how much people are trying to hide how good their work or how bad their work has been on their cars, or how competitive they actually are. We'll see how honest people are when we are able to compare them to how they go in Australia and the season going on. So the sandbagging is when you hide how good you are or how bad you are, whereas competitiveness, well, we all know what that means. So with that, I would like to thank you so much for listening to another episode of Formula Amateur. Please join me for another episode next Saturday. Don't forget to check out my lovely colleagues on the Be The Change Media Network. Please check out BeTheChangeMediaNetwork.com. I hope you have a lovely rest of your weekend and enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll see you on Saturday. Goodbye.